Have you ever wondered as to where did we come from and how? Or the things that surround us, how did they come into being? This is best answered by understanding the concept of evolution. In biology, evolution is understood as the change in the characteristics of species over several generations, that is, a significant period of time, by the process of natural selection. But this is how science understands or explains the concept of evolution. What we are interested in knowing is how does Indian philosophy explain the same? Now, Sankhya school of Indian philosophy is one of those schools which have dwelt with the concept of evolution in vast detail. According to the doctrine of evolution accepted by Sankhya school, the first product of evolution is called Mahat or the Great. Now, where does this Mahat come in from? Mahat comes in from Prakriti. Prakriti, which is the material cause, and about Prakriti we will study in a few minutes. Going back to Mahat, Mahat is the vast world of objects including the intellect, the ego, and the mind. Its nature is cosmic. It is also psychological, for it includes buddhi, which is also called the intellect. So basically, Mahat is something which deals with the vast worlds of objects. It includes within itself the intellect, the ego, and the mind, these three things. Buddhi is important to note that is different from consciousness. According to Sankhya philosophy, Purusha alone is pure consciousness and nothing else can be attributed as pure consciousness. As a result, Buddhi cannot be regarded as pure consciousness, it is different from pure consciousness. Intellect or Buddhi is material in nature, for it is an evolute of evolution. Basically, it means it is a product of evolution, so it is material in nature. Its function are those of ascertainment and decision making. So all those decisions where we have to make a choice or we have to select something are taken through intellect or the buddhi. Now, when does this buddhi come into being? As you would be familiar with the concept of three gunas, that is sattva, rajas and tamas, buddhi arises or intellect arises when sattva predominates the other two. Now, there are four original attributes or qualities of intellect or buddhi. They are virtue, knowledge, detachment, and power. Now, a question would come to your mind as to why is the sattva guna so important. I'll explain you with a very simple example that if ever sattva does not predominate over the other two, that is rajas and tamas, and let's say for instance tamas predominates over the other two, then the virtues or the attributes that we have just mentioned would get opposite in nature. So virtue would become vice, knowledge would become ignorance, detachment would become attachment, likewise. Now moving on to the second product of evolution, that is ego. Ego or ahankara is the product of Mahat. It is the principle of individuation. Individuation means the concept of I, me and mine are within ourselves. For example, the reason that we say sentences like I am tall or this is mine or this is something that I should do are some of the examples of ego or ahankara. Its primary function is to generate the sense of self or abhimana. It produces the notion of I, me and mine. Purusha, here it is important to note that Purusha wrongly identifies itself with the ego and knows himself as the agent of actions, desirer of desires and striver for the ends. Now this is a mistake that happens because of which evolution comes into place. Purusha wrongly identifies itself with the concept of ego or ahankara. In short, Purusha wrongly identifies itself to be the enjoyer of ideas, the enjoyer of emotions, volitions, and material objects. Ahankara or ego is of three kinds. The first is Savitarka or Vaikarika Ahankara. It occurs when sattva predominates over the two, that is rajas and tamas. Second is bhutadi or tamasa ahankara. It occurs when tamasa predominates over the other two. Lastly, tejasa or rajasa ahankara occurs when rajas predominates over the other two, that is sattva and tamas. Now coming to the final product, that is mind or manas. Mind or manas arises from sattvika ahankara. Sattvika ahankara, as we just read, is also called vaikarika ahankara. Manas or mind is the central and the subtle sense organ. It comes in contact with several sense organs at the same time. For example, mind would come into contact with eyes, that is the sense of sight. It would come in contact with taste. It would come in contact with touch, etc. The Sattvika Ahankara produces beside mind the 5 sensory organs that are called Jnanendriya and the 5 motor organs. The 5 sensory organs perform the function of smell, sight, touch, taste and sound. And like we have just read, mind, that is the internal sense organ, comes in contact with all of these. So buddhi, ahankara and manas represent the 3 psychological aspects of knowing, willing and feeling to cognition, conation and affection respectively. Sankhya philosophy calls these 3 materials and derives from them prakriti, that is the material cause. From the tamasa ahankara or the bhutadi ahankara, where tamas predominates over the sattva and rajas, arises the 5 subtle essences which are called tanmantras or things in themselves. These tanmantras are the essences of sight, smell, taste, touch and sound. From these 5 mahabhutas of earth, water, fire, air and ether are produced. So basically, this entire game is the play of 24 principles that is called evolution. Together with Purusha, who is a mere spectator and outside the play of evolution, are together the 25 categories of Sankhya Darshana. Now it is important to note that out of these 25 principles, the Purusha is neither a cause nor an effect. In other words, it is untouched by the play of evolution. On the other hand, we have Prakriti. Prakriti is only the cause and not the effect. Mahat, Ahankara and the 5 subtle essences are both the causes and the effects. The 5 sensory and the 5 motor organs and the 5 gross elements, that are the Mahabhutas and Manas, are only the effects and not the causes. Please refer to the tabular representation of the play of evolution for a detailed understanding. In short, the reason why we say evolution is the play of the 24 principles is because at first we have Prakriti, at number 2 there is Mahat, third is Ahankara, fourth is Manas, 5 to 9 are the sensory organs, 10 to 14 are the motor organs, 15 to 19 are Tanmantras and 20 to 24 are the Mahabhutas. The 25th number is given to Purusha, which is because Purusha is a mere spectator and outside the play of evolution. Question 1. Mahat includes, the correct answer is ego, mind and intellect. Mahat includes the ego, the intellect and the mind. It is both cosmic and psychological in nature for the same reason. Question 2. Dash occurs when sattva predominates over the 2 rajas and tamas. The correct answer is Sattvika Ahankara and Vaikarika Ahankara. Sattvika or Vaikarika Ahankara occurs when sattva predominates over the 2, that is rajas and tamas. Question 3. Dash are the essences of sight, smell, taste, touch and sound. The correct answer is Tanmantras. The Tanmantras are the essences of sight, smell, taste, touch and sound. It is important to note that if a question arises that what are the essences, then essences are always the Tanmantras. Question 4. Dash is neither a cause nor an effect. The correct answer is Purusha. Purusha, who is the 25th participant of the play of evolution but does not play into the process or play, is neither a cause nor an effect. On the other hand, Prakriti is the only cause and not the effect.